What's up, y'all? It's Big Smoke 392. I know y'all probably wondering, damn, I ain't seen this man in a long time, bro. Big Smoke, where you been? Big Smoke, why you ain't drop a video? I ain't seen your ass in forever. Blase blah, this, that. Had a lot going on. And I'm trying to get back into dropping another video. Think about it. You feel me? Obviously, I'm gonna drop this one. Still trying to figure out if I'm gonna continue dropping videos and everything. And as y'all can see, I ain't in Big Smoke right now, so but we gonna get to that a little bit later in the video. But as y'all know, like I said, I ain't dropped a video in probably about a year or so. So rewind, right? And we gonna talk about it. Stay tuned. Alright, so to why I haven't been dropping. So I think last video I dropped, right, I was still with Southern Maryland Head Turners. Alright. Long story short, Southern Maryland Head Turners is no more. Alright. I'm currently we disbanded that chapter, and then we created a new one incorporating essentially all of Maryland. So now we're Maryland Head Turners. Still with Maryland Head Turners, still rocking strong, kind of. It's been a minute. I haven't popped out to any of the meets. In a little bit, I've been focusing on myself mainly. That's the main thing. But yeah, so still part of a car club, still with Head Turners. I'm just with Maryland Head Turners instead of Southern Maryland Head Turners. All right. And then on top of that, like I said, I just kind of been focusing on myself. I got a second job now and everything, still in the military, but just got a second job, so that's been taking a lot of my time. And then, for a while there, I was in a relationship, so, dealing with that, I just really, either didn't have the time to record, because, I was with her, or I just didn't feel the need to record. We like to keep our relationship private. So I was like, there's no point in me recording every day in, day out type things. But that ended, sadly. So here I am. Again, I'm still busy. Like I said, still got the second job and everything. And I'm about to start school here shortly for cybersecurity. So focusing on that, and then also trying to focus on getting out the military. I made that decision about a couple months ago, really a month ago, that I was really just gonna hang it up and switch over to reserves, things like that. So I'm hop out of active duty. I'm still gonna stay here in Maryland, so I'm making plans for playing my roots here in Maryland, and looking at the job opportunities here. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. I ain't really posted a video like that because I've been dealing with shit. Life get in the way, and I think everybody can say that. Whenever they take a long break and everything like that, and also just it's mentally draining. Having to make sure you get content, find content and everything like that. And some days you really don't have anything to shoot. I could honestly say the most times, the main times really that I actually like go out is with the car club or when I was with my ex. And so, but for the most part, I like to chill at the crib. I don't really be going anywhere. I don't like to get into stuff. I feel like, the more you go out, the more likely you is to get into something. So I really just didn't have any content to film for a while. And then it's also the fact of, like I said, when you film content, then you got to sit at the computer and you sitting there for hours trying to edit the video. The computer that I had beforehand had like a laptop. It was a gaming laptop, which was pretty good for gaming sense, but it wasn't good for editing sense. I've since upgraded. I have like an actual desktop. I still have the laptop, but I have an actual desktop. And I've played around with editing a few videos on the desktop, and it seems like it can handle it. So, that's another thing. I remember one time I recorded a long video and my laptop literally wouldn't let me upload it because it kept crashing. Essentially, the laptop couldn't handle the memory and everything, and so it kept crashing. And so, you know, now that I got the updated rig and everything like that, maybe I could get back to it. But I can't promise that I'm gonna upload, you know, one video a week or anything like that. I can't even promise that I can upload one video every 2 weeks. But, you know, after thinking about it, you know, I gotta get back on here. You feel me? I definitely can at least show y'all some of the day in the life, you know, of what I do. While it's not always gonna be, you know, fast cars and bad bitches and everything like that. I can at least show you kind of like the inside, you know, the inner look of what I'm really doing on a day-to-day. But I'm not, you know, with the car club and everything. And obviously, you know, still car club footage and everything, you know, definitely got to get back into that. I know a lot of my videos prior were kind of just like event style, showing off the events, but I kind of want to get more to the vlog style of like showing them off. You know, I barely talked in half the videos. It was really just showing the cars and, you know, music overlays and girls twerking and all that, blah, blah, blah. Actually, you know, I could get to showing y'all, you know, the vlogs, kind of behind the scenes style and everything. But other than that, yeah, that's it. Now, the question y'all probably asking yourselves, all right, why ain't I in Big Smoke? Obviously, this is not Big Smoke. You feel me? All the cloth seats and everything like that. So it's almost been a month at this point. But I say about 3 weeks to a month ago. It was like beginning of October. I'm not gonna say the exact date and everything like that, just for privacy reasons. But beginning of October, I was at work the night previously. Had came home around like 10 o'clock at night. And my apartment complex is notorious for not having any parking. Okay. 9 times out of 10, if you come home late at night, you're probably not gonna find a spot close to the building, and everything like that. So this night was the same. Came home, there were no parking spots near the building, so I had to resort to parking in a parking lot. In the back parking lot, it's the parking lot that's furthest away from the buildings. It's pretty dark over there. Yeah, it's just, I think y'all kind of see where this is going. Pretty dark over there. I call it the trenches, right? It's like parking in the trenches, right? And before you guys know, I didn't get robbed per se, but just like the nights before that I did it, I went and I parked my car in the trenches, you know, got out the car, locked it, as always, and went inside the house, right? Next morning, I get up to go to work, just like I always do, right? Military, you got to be at work early. So I get up to go to work around 6 o'clock and walk outside and go click, click, you know, the remote start the car, and I don't hear anything. And then figured I was like kind of out of range. So as I got closer, click, click, still didn't hear it. At this point, like I'm putting the key fob up to my head and everything like that, trying to do this, still don't hear the car start up. And I actually turned the corner to where I could see the trenches. And I saw the car that I parked next to, but not my car. So immediately I start freaking out. You know, I'm like, where the fuck is my car? Like, I'm even second guessing myself. I'm thinking like, did I park it here last night or did I park it somewhere else and everything? And like, I was like, nah, I definitely parked it here. And yeah, so funnily enough, I did not call 911 first. the first person I called was my mom. My mom is my best friend and everything like that, and I knew she would at least be able to calm me down in that situation, because I was freaking out. And she calmed me down. She was like, just get off the phone, call the police. So call the police and call 911 and everything like that, even though it wasn't like an emergency, but for me, anybody can say, bro, if your car gets stolen, like, to you, that is an emergency. So I called 911 and I was like, blah, blah. And obviously dispatcher, they got, a whole lot of questions they want to ask and everything first. And I'm just trying to be like, my car's gone, somebody stole my car. And so finally, I tell her and everything. She says that she's gonna dispatch people out to come meet me. And yeah, so the officer gets there and I'm like, somebody stole it. They probably stole it between last night and now, because I came home last night and now it's not here. And funnily enough, or luckily enough, I'll say, I had a tracker on the car. And this is where I say, if you are gonna have one of these cars, if you're gonna have even a 5.7, if you're gonna have any type of Mopar, please invest in some type of protection for the car, right? Don't matter if it's a V6 or if it's a Hellcat, right? Or anything in between. Like I said, I got a Scat, I got a 392, all right? So it don't matter if you got a V6, a Hemi, a Scat Pack, a fucking Hellcat, Red Eye, Demon, Trackhawk, whatever. All right, you got to get yourself something, like some form of protection for these cars, other than you and if you got that thing on you type shit. All right, but you have to invest in some type of like location services, some type of tracking. And I had when I first got the car, I had got a AirTag, right? This is before I knew about the car lock and everything like that. So I had already invested in an AirTag, and I got to give this AirTag credit. All right, I bought that AirTag in October of 2021. All right, never changed the battery on it. The battery that was in that AirTag was the same battery that I had bought it with. Had never changed the battery on it, and it had just recently started giving me the notification. I won't say recently, but it had been like a month or so, month and a half maybe, had given me the notification that, hey, you need to change the battery. And I was neglecting it. Luckily, when they took my car, the battery still worked on it, and I was able to pull up the last known last known location. God, I can't talk. I was able to pull up the last known location on the car, and it had pinged in a neighborhood, kind of like a neighborhood / city, unincorporated area north of where I live, not too far north. And so when the patrol officers came out, I told them that. I was like, hey, my car pinged here, blah, blah, blah. And so they were like, all right. It was in a different district. So they were like, we got to get those district officers to go out there. Now I ended up finding out it was in a different, technically, whole city. It incorporated Baltimore City. So they were like, we're going to have to get Baltimore City to come out. And so they went out. At first, they could not find the car, right? The location I had given them, they weren't able to find it. They had called me. They said, hey, it's not here where you told us it was, but we're going to continue looking. And then ended up getting another phone call from the officer about 10-15 minutes later saying, hey, we found it. It was about 3-4 blocks away from the location of it, but we found it. It was abandoned, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, all right, thank God, bet, they was able to find the car and everything like that. They did not tell me the condition that the car was in, so wasn't aware, like, if it was damaged on the outside, damaged on the inside, everything, blah, blah, blah. They did tell me that the stuff that I had told them that was important to me that was in the car, they did tell me that all of that was gone. So they took my dash cam, they took my radar detector. I had a plate carrier in the trunk for work. That was gone, everything, right? But all of that can be replaced at the end of the day, so it is what it is. But if I see you walking around here with my plate carrier on, I'm blaming you. I'm just saying that right now. So yeah. So the police recovered the car, and then I gotta go through the whole, recovery process. Gotta get it out the impound lot, blah, 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 whatever. At this point, I get a rental car, which is what I'm in now. And yeah, so that's what it is. It got stolen in the middle of the night. From what I've seen in person, obviously I went and looked at the car. The outside of the car is fine for the most part. They had fun with it. They burned up my tires and everything like that. I still don't know if they did any damage to like the engine wise. They're still going over that at the Dodge dealership. And then, but best I can tell of how they stole it is they broke out my rear window, my rear driver's side window, climbed in the car. Obviously they didn't want, set off the alarms or anything, so they climbed in the car, and they used the service tablet. And yeah, the most common way of stealing it. Obviously they couldn't, do the RF thing. I live in an apartment complex, no way of telling exactly like, which door is mine. Plus I don't keep my keys by my door anyway. So how they took it was they used the service tablet, climbed in the car, ripped apart my dashboard, all that shit, blah, 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 and ended up, cloning the key fob and taking off of my car. Essentially, once they cloned that key fob, the car was theirs. They could start it up with that key fob like they owned it, and once I recovered it, like none of my key fobs worked. So they got to reprogram my key fobs, which is fucking great. But yeah, so currently Big Smoke is getting worked on. Have been told that I'm gonna get it back, so we'll see. Definitely gonna invest in another air tag. Cause it saved my ass the first time. God forbid this doesn't happen again. But if it do, I got something for y'all ass. I'm gonna just say that right now. Let me catch you trying to steal my car, and it's over for you. But yeah, so definitely got some things coming. Hopefully I can prevent this from ever happening again. And then, like I said, hopefully, we can get back on the grind, or on the semi grind of like trying to record and everything like that. And I think this will be a pretty good way of like keeping y'all up to date. Obviously, letting y'all know when I get the car back and everything else, blah blah blah. Definitely keep y'all up to date on the process. But yeah, like I said, I cannot stress this enough, right? If y'all don't have anything to protect y'all Mopars, y'all are severely lacking out here, and it's honestly only a matter of time. I thought it would never happen to me, and sure enough it did. And you do not know the feeling that you will go through until you come out and your car is gone. I'm telling you, like, that shit hurt. Honestly, it did. And honestly, like, to be frank with you, I don't even know if I want the car back at this point. It's the feeling of when somebody violates you like that. Like, your car is your pride and joy. Anybody that has the car that they've always wanted, the car of their dreams, can tell you, like, your car is your pride and joy. And for somebody to come and literally do that to you, they invaded your privacy. They invaded your space, and that it hurts, you know. And like I say, not sure if I'll keep it. When things weren't looking too good, I didn't know like the state it was in and everything. I was already looking for new cars, and at first I was joking with everybody. I was like, "Yeah, you know, time for the big Hellcat, you know, blase blah. Time to grab the Hellcat, you know, scat down, but the Hellcat's up." But after thinking about it, I was like, you know, if I don't get the car back, I'm not getting another Mopar, at least until I could get, you know, until I get a house and have a garage to put it in and everything like that. You know, I was looking at other options, you know, but that's where we stand now. So hopefully I'll get it back here soon. But yeah, that's all I got. As always, I'm not gonna say as always, but please, if you fucking with me, if this is your first time watching the video, or if you're back, you know, you've been subscribed for a while and you've just been waiting for me to drop that video, you know, please leave a like down in the comments, right? Comment, obviously, but as always, like, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll get back to you soon. As always, though, it's been your boy, Big Smoke 392, riding around in the Hyundai right now. But I'll be back with you when I get back with you. Peace.